Hey everyone, this is Kappy and you're listening to Just the Plate, a production of Beyond the Plate. Just the Plate is a short segment where chefs describe a dish or a recipe that is meaningful to them. Last week you heard from Rachael Ray. In that episode we discussed her brand new cookbook, which is available for pre-order now, called RR50. We discussed cook tracks and we discussed her 30-minute meals reboot. Not going to go into a bio for her. Hopefully you know her. If you don't, check out her episode from season 1, episode 1, or last week's episode if you missed that. But for now, we are doing an off-the-cuff pasta dish. She said, "What recipe do you want me to do, Kappy?" I was like, how about I write down 5 ingredients and you just create a dish on the fly? So that's what's happening. You're going to see how this mind that's created literally thousands of recipes works. So I hope you enjoy this. It's pretty fun. It sounds pretty delicious. I'm going to stop talking now. This is Just the Plate. So this is your Just the Plate.
What's Grand
episode.
X?
Ground X. The world is your oyster.
Oh, ground anything?
Beef, chicken, lamb. So for Rachel's first Just the Plate episode, she did carbonara and it was awesome. And I actually got calls from people saying, "Hey, do you have video of her making that recipe?" And I'm like, no, I don't, because she wasn't making the recipe. She was just explaining to me in extreme detail. So we're going to do
painstaking detail, I think.
Amazing detail. So we were going to do another Just Plate episode right now. And Rachel said to me, "What do you want me to do?" And I said, maybe I'll write down a few ingredients and you create something on the fly. But then you started telling me about your crepe egg obsession. So maybe we'll do both.
Okay.
Or you could start with my chicken scratch handwriting that you love so much.
Yeah, you got some beauty. You should have been a doctor, dude. Like, seriously. This is the kind of stuff where you look at the prescription and you're like, it's a good thing I can't read that because at least I can't be afraid of it.
How does the pharmacist read a prescription? Like,
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
Do they have special training?
The doctor writes a prescription and I'm like, I don't know what the hell that says.
If you go to school to become a pharmacist, they must give you some sort of training.
It's like another language.
It's all digital now anyway, probably, right?
So,
okay, so this is pasta any type. Corn, bacon, jalapeno, ground X.
Which I was trying to say a ground like meat, beef, chicken, lamb. I was giving her
and any herb. Okay. Well, I would start by rendering the bacon, of course, the nice smoky bacon. Once I got the bacon rendered, I would add, ground X. I think I'd do a double pork.
Oh.
I think I'd go with a ground Mexican chorizo.
Ooh.
Yeah, because then you get the smoky bacon and the spicy paprika of the Mexican fresh chorizo.
Did not see this coming. This is exciting.
And then it's kind of reddish in the background, and you've got paprika already in there.
So you're leaving the bacon in the pan?
You're leaving the bacon in the pan. A few slices of nice smoky, meaty bacon, chopped, brown that up, render it out with your crumbled fresh chorizo. And it could be Spanish or Mexican, but the fresh chorizo has a lot of paprika in it, so you've already got that flavor going on in there. So I would do a double pork, which would make John wildly happy. And then I'd add a couple of fat jalapenos, leave the seeds in if you want it extra hot. Of course, strip the seeds out if you'd like it less spicy. Interesting note, jalapenos, as their heat intensity grows, they get lines on the outside of them that look like erosion in dry land. Those are called heat streaks. So when you see those little lines on the outside of a fat jalapeno, that means that's a super spicy.
Ooh.
That's a nice tip.
I did not know that.
Heat streaks, they call them in the chili pepper industry. So I'd add in, a good amount, 2 or 3 jalapeno peppers. For a pound of pasta, I'd use probably just a 1/4 pound of bacon, fine diced, nice and meaty, and a 1/2 pound of chorizo. I mean, you don't want it to be so heavy and so greasy that nobody wants to eat it, right? Scrape down 3 ears of corn for a pound of pasta. Incidentally, if you have a whole bunch of corn and you're going to make a corn soup, which I love, I make a really killer, simple white miso corn soup. But I I digress. Save those cobs because you can boil them up with the pasta, or you can boil them with the stock and have that nice sweet corn flavor in the stock itself. Anyway, you scrape the corn, of course, with an inverted small bowl inside a larger bowl to collect the corn. Scrape with a nice sharp knife down the sides of the corn, balancing it on the smaller bowl inside the bigger bowl. Add the corn to the jalapenos, bacon, and fresh chorizo. For me, I would put in 3 or 4 cloves of garlic, chopped, grated, or sliced.
That was not on the list, but I'll give it to you.
Well, I'm going to add whatever I want. You just said I had to use your stuff. You didn't say I couldn't add more stuff.
Fair.
And it needs green onions, so you need to put in scallion or green onions. Leeks or nice fat scallions. Separate the whites and the tops. If you use the scallions, throw the tops in last second or to garnish. Throw the bottoms in the get-go. The leeks, you can throw the whole thing in except the top couple of inches. Trim those down and the root end, of course. So I would add some green onion in there of some sort, leek or scallion. I think you're almost there now. And then any herb. Thyme would be great with some lime or lemon. Tarragon, slightly licoricey would also be really fun and interesting, and or basil. Tarragon and basil I think of as kind of interchangeable because they hit sort of the same flavor notes for me, faintly licoricey and kind of sweet. Or you could just go with lots of thyme. Thyme is great. Either way, you need acidity, so I would add lime juice or lemon juice to finish. If you want it sweeter and even richer, you could add a little cream or creme fraiche stirred in at the end. And pasta of any type is just that, pasta of any type. I would do a short fat cut to catch, something with spirals like a cavatappi or a fusilli lunghi, like the curly cues that would catch the corn, or mezza rigatoni, something like that. And you can, if you're gluten-free, you can do corn pasta and double corn it up. Get really corny. Ricotta salad would be nice on that too. Yummy.
And that's how that mind thinks of yours. Awesome. Find more on Rachael Ray by Googling Rachael Ray. Kidding. Find her at rachelray.com. This episode was produced by myself along with Ian Cohen and Joel Yeaton. Find me and keep up to date with this podcast across all social media platforms at On Kappy's Plate, or go to beyondtheplatepodcast.com. Beyond the Plate is on Twitter at BT Plate Podcast and Facebook. Please rate, review, and subscribe to this podcast on your listening site of choice. Thank you for listening to Just the Plate, a production of Beyond the Plate. I'm Kappy.